So, do you love your fragrances strong, or do you love them, let's say, more subtle? In today's video, I'm going to talk about my strongest fragrances in my entire collection. Of course, I cannot show you every single one of them because the video would be too long, but I'm going to try to provide you a list with some of the most powerful fragrances that I own. I do love my fragrances to be strong, not because I want them to be present, to be felt by everybody else around me, but because I like to spray only 1 or 2 times whenever I get out of the house. Therefore, I don't really love bathing in fragrances because 2 or 3 sprays are more than enough for me. Therefore, in today's video, let's talk about my most powerful fragrances in my entire collection. Let's start with the first entry. The first entry comes from the house of Martin Micallef, and it's this beauty, this exotic beauty called Aqua. This is one incredibly powerful fragrance. If you love unique creations, if you love, let's say, artistic interpretations, you're going to definitely love Aqua. This takes inspiration from Africa. It does actually feature a secret ingredient, which is basically the root of a plant that grows only in Africa, and which is in the composition of Aqua. Very aromatic, very powerful. You also get vanilla, you also get cocoa inside this one. It is a very interesting, very manly type of scent, and it might give you the impression that you are actually in Africa. For a very strange reason, this brings to my mind the red color. Incredibly strong stuff, very long lasting, very good projection, and incredible sillage. Aqua from Martin Micallef is my first entry in this video. My second entry comes from the house of Vesker, and this is a fresh or somewhat fresh fragrance. This is called Imperial, and it's all about musks and tuberose. You also have some mimosa inside this one. This is basically a type of fragrance that might resemble to a freshly ironed shirt. This is how it smells. You also get paper and hot iron in the composition of Imperial, and it simply smells amazing. This probably is actually the most thickest musky fragrance that I currently know. Incredibly powerful, very long lasting, incredible projection, and sillage also. This is unisex, therefore women can wear it also. Highly recommend it, all year round type of fragrance. Imperial from the house of Vesker. My next entry in this list comes from the house of Svedhoft, and this has to be one of the most incredible boozy fragrances. This is Spice Surprise. Incredible, powerful stuff. This isn't everyone's cup of tea. Not everyone will love this fragrance. You really need to love wine, first and foremost, because this is what Spice Surprise is all about. Red wine and tons of spices. And it feels simply incredible. Super potent stuff. You also have cedar wood inside, which is really amazing done. And you can think about this fragrance like the aftermath of a drinking night where you only consumed wine. This is how Spice Surprise feels. Very manly, very strong, incredible stuff, mostly for cool weather. I wouldn't wear this one in hot summertime actually. I tried it, but trust me, it isn't the greatest experience of your life. You won't be very thrilled when wearing this one in hot weather. Therefore, very good for fall, very good for wintertime, and also for spring when it's still cold. Next entry in this list comes from the house of Atelier Cologne, Gold Leather. If you love animalic leather, if you love the barnyardy leather, then you're gonna definitely love Gold Leather. Don't be fooled by the concentration. This is nuclear stuff. Highly potent, highly manly, and again, great for cool weather. If you love leather, you're gonna definitely love Gold Leather from Atelier Cologne. Next entry in this list comes from the house of Bond number 9, and it's this one, the chestnut and the coffee. New Bond Street. Very delicious fragrance. If you love gourmands, you're gonna love New Bond Street. It's all about the coffee and all about the chestnut. Incredibly powerful chestnut note, at least on my skin. Very thick, very heavy, very good for cooler weather, especially the end of fall and winter time. When temperatures drop, this is the best moment for you to wear New Bond Street. I really like it. I really love it. It's considered to be a unisex fragrance, but honestly, I actually do see it a bit more masculine. Let's go to the house of Tom Ford, and hopefully I can see it. Here it is. Noir de Noir. Again, a very beautiful rose patchouli combination. Very thick also, very good for cool weather, extremely powerful, extremely long-lasting, and extremely elegant. This is very elegant. This is very seductive. It's very sensual at the same time. Very opulent, I would dare to say. Noir de Noir from Tom Ford. It's considered to be a unisex fragrance. Honestly, I wouldn't see a female wearing this one, but as always, try it out, see if you like it, and if you do, go ahead and purchase a bottle. But from where I stand, this is one of the most elegant masculine fragrances ever created. And this is coming from somebody who doesn't really love Tom Ford. Next entry in this list comes from the house of Virtus, and the fragrance is called Narcosis. Again, it's about coffee. Again, a very delicious fragrance. Coffee combined with mango, if I'm not mistaken, which is quite unique and extremely, extremely gourmand. Very powerful stuff, very long lasting, very beautiful to wear also in moderate temperatures and also cool temperatures. Narcosis from the house of Virtus. Next entry in this list comes from the house of Panadora. Of course, the one and only Grand Musk. If you love Musk, if you love animalics, this is one of the greatest out there. Incredibly powerful, incredibly strong, incredibly high qualitative, and also with a great musk note inside. Real musk. Panadora Grand Musk, one of my all-time favorite fragrances in my entire collection. This is a nuclear type of fragrance, highly recommended if you love animalics. Let's go to the house of Zhezhov. From the house of Zhezhov, we have this one, Luna. Incredibly strong stuff, but, and you need to pay attention, this fragrance to me smells and feels like Amage Overture Man. The main difference being that this one is stronger compared to Overture Man. For some reason, to me, they smell almost identical, but with the extra added benefit of Luna being the stronger one. If you love leather, you're gonna definitely love this one. If you love amber, if you love spices, this is a fragrance that might interest you. Next one up, from Attar al-Has, comes My Magic. If you love roses, dark red roses, you're gonna definitely love Attar al-Has and My Magic. This is super, super sensual, super opulent. This is seductive. This is romantic. This is extremely elegant and extremely powerful. Unisex all the way. As a lady, you can wear it, although to me this leans to the masculine side of things due to the other ingredients. But if you love roses, this is one of the best rose fragrances out there on the market, period. And also, the design of the bottle is something very interesting also. Let's go to my next entry. And sometimes, monsters come in small bottles. This is the case with Azzaro Blossom from Arige Le Doré. Holy Mother of God, this is so strong. This is so powerful. Again, it's all about leather and spices, somewhat in the same veins of Luna from Zhezhov and Overture Man from Amouage, but this is nuclear. Small bottle, incredible, powerful monster hidden inside. Discontinued, unfortunately, but if you can find a bottle, I highly encourage you to give it a try, especially if you love this type of fragrances. Next entry comes from the house of Profumum Roma, again, the same one, Fiore d'Ambra. I won't insist too much because I've spoken about this one a couple of times. Incredible ambery fragrance with a very interesting poppy note inside. Highly recommend it if you love amber fragrances. And let's move to the next one from the house of Kilian. One of the most sweetest fragrances, most delicious fragrances based on honey. Back to Black. Oh my god, this is an overdose of honey. If you love honey, look no further than this one. This is the best representation of honey in perfumery, at least that I've encountered till date. Back to Black from Kilian is a nuclear fragrance. It's incredibly strong. It's incredibly thick and heavy and overly sweet, just like honey. But if you love this type of fragrances, then don't let me discourage you, and actually let me recommend it to you. Next entry from the house of Azzaro collection, Kaltat Night. Yeah, cinnamon with dark cherries, with almond. This is what Kaltat Night is all about. Delicious, but at the same time very sensual, very elegant, very beautiful perfume. Unisex, but to me it leans on the masculine side. I get a very strong dark cherry, therefore combined with the cinnamon, which is also a bit boozy in this one. That's why on my skin at least it leans to the masculine side of things. Nuclear stuff, long lasting, incredible projection, and surreal sillage. Kaltat Night from the house of Azzaro collection. Let's go to the next one, and the next one comes from the house of Zoologist, and it's this lazy boy called Slut. If you love chamomile and mushrooms, you have a winner. If you love to smell like a forest, like a very damp forest, again, you have a winner, because this is what Slut is. Very beautiful fragrance. You get a lot of animalic notes inside this one, civet especially. Therefore, if you love animalics, if you love chamomile, I highly recommend you to give Slut a try. Be very careful with the juice inside the bottle, because yes, you guessed it, it stains. So be very careful when applying Slut from Zoologist. Let's go to Orto Parisi, and from Orto Parisi, a very long-lasting monster is this one, and it's also one of my favorites from their entire lineup, called Seminalis. If you know the marketing story behind this fragrance, then there is no need for me to repeat it. This is very sexual. Let's call it like this. It's a sexual fragrance. Incredibly long-lasting fragrance. I really love the lactonic feeling of this one. It stays for a long period of time on my skin, projects like crazy, and leaves a huge scent trail behind. Seminalis from Orto Parisi. Let's go to my next entry, and my next entry comes from the house of Amage, because they need to be present in this list. First one, Silverwood. Simply amazing animalic stuff. Love it. Love the agarwood combined with the animalic notes. Super strong, incredible projection, very, very powerful sillage, and very manly also. At least for me. Silverwood, my first entry. My second one, Figment Man. Again, animalic, but this time around we have Castoreum combined with aromatic notes and also with woody accords. If you love to smell like a forest trail, well, this is the one for you. And who could leave out Mitzman? One of my most complimented fragrances in my entire collection, and I'm not really eager to garner compliments when wearing fragrances, but this one is simply fantastic. Chrysanthemum, ash, leather, resins, Mitzman. And my last one from the house of Amouage, although there could be a lot more in this list, Fate Man, the big daddy of spicy things. If you love nutmeg, if you love cumin, if you love immortelle, you're gonna definitely love this one. If you love curry, you're gonna definitely love this one, because a lot of people say that they get a curry sensation whenever they sniff on Fate Man. And who could forget about some aquatics that need to be on this list? Tallow Blue from Andy Tower, my favorite aquatic fragrance. Also, Lorenzo Pazzalia and Black Sea. Both incredible, powerful fragrances. Very long lasting, very good projection, very refreshing, very uplifting, incredible to wear throughout the year, not only through summertime. Let's go to Acqua di Parma also, because I've been saying this for many years already. This fragrance on me is a nuclear fragrance. I'm talking about Mandorlo di Sicilia. This is very powerful on my skin. If you love almond, you're gonna definitely love Mandorlo di Sicilia. This isn't refreshing, this isn't uplifting, as a lot of people is saying. This is very delicious, very gourmand, and I love wearing this one during winter time. Mandorlo di Sicilia from Acqua di Parma. And my last entry in this list comes from the same house, of course, the house of Aum Perfumes. Long live the king, my first entry. Amazing, powerful stuff. This has to be my strongest fragrance in my entire collection. Probably. Not quite sure because I have a lot of them, but still it's there. Top 3 for sure. Super powerful. Amazing longevity, amazing projection, amazing sillage. And it isn't the only one, because almost all fragrances from this house behave in the same way. For example, Sugar Daddy. Or for example, Possessed, which is a very interesting and beautiful fruity fragrance. Therefore, these are my strongest perfumes. These 3 that you can see here from Aum Perfumes, together with everything else that I've shown you in this video. There could have been more. For example, a very powerful fragrance is this one, if you love incense, and it's called Basilica from Milano Fragranze. If you love incense, combined with cedar, you will fall in love with Basilica. It's super, super strong. And many others. Okay, this pretty much does it for this video. This has been my list with my strongest fragrances in my entire collection. But as always, you may have others. You may prefer strong perfumes. You may dislike them. I actually enjoy, as I said in the beginning of this video, to use very little quantity when applying, and that's why I prefer my fragrances to be stronger. But not all the time do I prefer wearing strong fragrances, powerful fragrances. Depending on the occasion, depending on the event, sometimes it's best suited to wear something more subtle, something a bit more closer to the skin. That's why diversity is the name of the game. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. As always, my friends, keep in mind, don't go ahead and blind buy fragrances that you do not know. Go ahead, purchase small quantities, decants or samples, wear them on your own skin, see how they perform, see if you like them, get some opinions, draw some conclusions of your own, and only based on those conclusions decide if it's worth purchasing or not those bottles of fragrances. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for your time. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Be safe, be good. Peace.